everybody, it's Joy. Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another project with Maker Forte, and I am using the Be-You-tiful stamp set by Hedgehog Hollow. For this one, I am doing a loose watercolor. So I start out my project by stamping down the floral image from Be-You-tiful onto some Canson XL watercolor paper, and I do that on the smooth side because it takes the ink the best. So I am using some VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink for this, and I'm using my Misty positioning tool to assist me in that because I do need at least 2 impressions because I'm using a textured cardstock despite using the smoother of the 2 sides. Anyhow, so I'm putting down the VersaFine Claire, and then I go ahead and I choose to heat emboss this with clear powder. This is a step that you don't necessarily have to do. I just like the feel of embossing on my cards. I'm, I guess, a little bit of a texture freak. That's a good thing in my opinion. Anyhow, so I do heat that with my Wagner heat tool until it's nice and smooth. Now, if you have a problem with getting your embossing powder smooth, then be sure to hit it from the back side as well, and it'll melt that evenly and you'll get the best impression with that. That's just a little tip if you're interested. So I decided to use my inks. You saw those in the very beginning with the colors Flamingo, Telephone Box, English Mustard, Palm Tree, Vegas Strip, and Coronation Purple. Those are all of the Color Hive inks from Maker Forte. And I said that I am watercoloring, so what I have done is I have smushed the ink down onto my glass board mat. And then I am just applying water either with a distress sprayer to get those inks moving. And I also have a cup off to the side that you'll sometimes see me reach into just to clean off my brush. So if I disappear for a minute, that's kind of what I'm doing. But I decided to start out in a rainbow order using pink. So again, I'm not coloring these flowers at all. I am just putting down color. I want a very loose, kind of a striped rainbow appearance, if that makes any sense. So that's what I'm going for. And you'll just see me go back and forth. I didn't pull an orange ink. I just mixed my red and my yellow ink to make orange. Obviously, I could make the entire rainbow if I had just done red, yellow, and I guess blue. Yeah, I had to think about my rainbows for a minute. So what you'll see is I put down the first layer of color, and they're pretty vibrant colors, but as they dry, they do dry back a little bit. So I do add multiple layers of my inks, and I'm leaving in the entire process instead of speeding it up, just so that you can kind of watch how the project evolves. It's a very simple technique. There's no rocket science involved. So I just wanted you to be aware. So a few things about Maker Forte, things that are coming up for the month of May. And just in case you didn't know, we have a couple of events on May 3rd. There's the May new release party going on at 7:30 on YouTube. There's the new series, Mr. Maker Monday, where Greg will be featuring his products. And that's on May 9th at 7:30 p.m. on YouTube, and that is a free event as well. And then on May 11th, there is a Lift Your Spirits card making class. It's a free Zoom registration, and you'll find those under the virtual and live classes portion of the website. And then on May 20th, you've got Foiling Friday. Again, that is a free event starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then we do have a virtual weekend retreat coming up May 21st through the 22nd, and that is through Zoom. And You can find that at www.jointhecrafterparty.com. I'm not sure what the cost of that is, but you will be able to find out all of the information below in that link. And then it also looks like, in case you're interested, we've got events on August 27th through the 28th and October 29th through the 30th for the Crafter Party virtual weekends as well. So those are some things to look forward as far as Maker Forte goes. And I can just say that any event that I've taken part of with Maker Forte has been a blast, and I encourage you to meet some new people, learn some new techniques, and have a great time. So back to my card. I am now coming back in with my second set of colors. I did heat set the colors just because I was impatient and didn't want to wait for it to dry. But I do apply that second layer of color, and I think that you'll see that this is a much more vibrant pass this time, and it dries back nicely. So that's the one thing I will say about watercolor, whether you're using an actual watercolor palette or you're using inks, is that the more layers that you add, the more vibrant and darker the colors will be. So it's up to you how far you want to go with it. I like a bright rainbow. So I tend to add a lot of color. I tend to mix the colors. You'll see a little bit of blue. You'll see a little bit of aqua in there. And then even with my purples, I mixed the purple and the pink together to get a lighter. I just wanted the full array of colors. Again, that is something that is up to you, what you like. If you want a more pastel look, you would add more water than ink, or you would use inks or watercolor palettes that are more of a pastel tone. So the sky is the limit when it comes to watercolor and to the colors that you obtain. So I will say that if you're new to watercolor, this technique is the easiest to do because you're not trying to stay in the lines. You don't have to have any type of control. So this is a wonderful card to start out as a beginner. I am by no means a watercolorist. I can get a lot more detailed than what I am today, but I just wanted a fun, playful card, and I think I achieved that here. So you're going to see me come in next with a rectangle frame, and all I did was take two nesting dies, rectangle slimline dies, to make a frame. You can use anything that you've got in your stash. My original design, I was going to emboss on a piece of acetate in white, the Be-You-tiful sentiment that comes with this stamp set, but I did not have heat-resistant acetate, and it did not work. So that is why I originally started with the frame, but I just kind of went with that design just because, again, I like the layer and the texture, but by all means, you could just mat it and have the same look. So now you're going to see where I took my slimline card, and I am lining up the Be-You-tiful sentiment in the inside of my card, and I'm just inking that up with Diversifying Clear Nocturne ink as well, just so that it would be the same ink as what I used on the front for the watercoloring. But you could use any ink, including the Eclipse ink from Maker Forte. You would have beautiful results with that, no pun intended there. But that's what I used just because it was sitting on my desk. But I love that bold font. I think it's a wonderful card, wonderful sentiment, very uplifting for anybody that you would give that to. And so because I didn't have a sentiment on the front, I chose to put the UR in the bottom right hand corner, and I stamped that again with the same ink, and I heat embossed that with clear powder as well, just so that it would match what I already had going on the front of the card. I just like to kind of keep things, for lack of better words, matchy-matchy. I think it's more cohesive that way. But again, you could do whatever you want. I also think that it would have been fun to put that on a sentiment strip and just put it across the middle of the card, but this is where I chose to go today. and I have no regrets. You'll have to let me know what you think. If you think that the UR should have been like set off in white and put in the center of the flowers, or what you would do for a card design, I'm always interested in what you have to say. So far, if you like this card, I would really appreciate a like and a follow. I know that you don't have to spend your time with me, and I truly appreciate every one of your comments and your encouragement. And I know that it's very easy to scroll by, and I do very much appreciate all of you. So now at the very end, you're going to see that I am taking my heat gun and I'm going over the entire embossed panel. And what that does is it remelts the embossing powder, and it brings the vibrancy of the black back to the front of the card after painting over it. That's just a little trick that I've learned over the years. And I think it really helps because, you can see that the whole vibrancy of the card has changed just by adding that heat. So that's just a little tip. And then to finish off my card, I used some clear gems, iridescent gems from my stash. You'll see me, I'm trying to fiddle with those using a reverse tweezers, and for whatever reason, I don't have the dexterity to do that today. I kind of laugh at myself, so I go back to the easy way, and I pick them up with my fingers and I put them down in glue. So I do put that down with white glue, and it does show through while it's wet, but it does dry clear. So you'll see in my final pictures that all of my gems are iridescent or see-through, so you won't see the white. But right now in the pictures, I know that it does look kind of messy, maybe like it doesn't go, but it does look fantastic by the end. So again, I always say stick through it, keep going, and be patient, and you're going to end up with fantastic results. So when I put down gems, I try to stagger them, and I also try to put them in clusters of 3. I find that 3s are more pleasing to the eye, and by putting them in multiple clusters throughout the card, it not only shows off the shine of the different colors, but it also keeps your eye moving throughout and adds interest. So that's just a little tip that I have as far as gem placement. By all means, I am not the best at gem placement. I could use a lot of work on that. I work on it daily, but I have watched quite a few people, and all the graphic designers out there tell me that clusters of 3, and to place it so your eye moves and bounces back from each one, and to have the light kind of reflecting all the different colors in the card are the way to keep the most interest. So take that for what it's worth. I like it. It seems to work for me. I hope it works for you. So again, we're kind of coming to the close of this. I'm still kind of fiddling around with the gems, but I do thank you for watching. I encourage you to check out what the other designers have made over on the Maker Forte blog and on Instagram. And thank you so much for sticking it out with me. And until next time, keep crafting. Have a good one. Until next time. Bye-bye.